Peace, brothers and sisters in humanity. I hope you well, guys. Anyway, today we're gonna go back to the video I done last week or something. It's about no hands chopping in the Quran, and that cut does not mean chop. And then I have to come back to it just to basically, it's like a debate. It's a debate with brother Muhammad.
I can't hear you.
If you know Brother Mohammed, that's his channel, Mohammed. Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. He does make sense. Uh, he he does have knowledge from the Quran, but let's just debate him. It's okay. We can debate each other. That's the whole point of it. But obviously with respect, because we're both Muslims. We both follow the Quran only. Okay, let's watch this video. Come on.
Hello.
Perfect. How you doing?
Peace be upon you.
Peace be upon you. How's it going?
Fine. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, I don't have I'm not posing you, but I have a few questions real quick because you said you want to give an opportunity for those that have opposing you.
Right.
So, yeah. First of all, thank you for your content. I really appreciate it. And my question is about the punishment for theft. I think because much of the kata is about cutting or is it about stopping? What's your opinion?
For me, it's cutting. So I understand how people want to say that it's stopping, but the word that is used to stop somebody is different. Qata, there's no return. So if you're saying that it's just stopping somebody from a grasp or something, that means that if they repent, that they can get back to it. But then the word there would have been qata. So that's where the word is a little bit more towards cutting off the hand. But obviously, the default position of the religion is rafa, right? So we have to show mercy in the religion when it comes down to these types of punishments. So when it comes down to lashing in chapter 24, God clearly states that do not take any mercy upon the people, like from the religion of God, when you're exerting or doing the punishment of the lashing or the flogging. But that wasn't said when it came down to the cutting of the hand. So you do have the ability to not enforce that cutting, and you can, and based upon the person who's leading the society, they can set the standard on when somebody loses a hand. So for me, it's more so either if somebody's habitually stealing, but at the same time, I would apply it to the people in government positions that extort people for a bunch of money or steal taxpayers' money or pension funds or school funds, and people who do Ponzi schemes where they're not capable of paying back the damage they're going to lose a limb because of all the harm they did for people.
Yeah, I agree with the last part. Yeah, especially if you're in a government position and you steal from millions of people. Yeah, I think it's fair to have that punishment.
Right.
This is a bit outside the Quran, but
Okay, let's just stop it here because that's what I'm going to need to talk about. Okay, brother Mohammed. So I'm gonna, if you get this video, I don't know because I know some of you follow. He's well popular, so some of you will know him. I'm just gonna debate you on that and just see, let the people, because I'm not here to preach and I'm not here to say that I have the whole truth. I don't want anyone to follow me. Follow the Quran. That's the whole point. I'm trying to. I always try to simplify things so everyone can understand them. And basically, I just read what's in the Quran and keep reading it and keep reading it as one unit. So if I'm looking for a word, like say cutting, I have um, to look throughout the whole Quran, so I get the meaning. I get how many meanings that words can have. I know that there is al-muhkamat, I know there is mutashabihat. So the verse that said, the verse which is Surah number 5, ayah number 38, والسارق والسارق فاقطعوا أيديهما جزاء بما كسب نكالا من الله والله عزيز حكيم. That word is, this is muhkama. This is muhkama 100%. There's no, it doesn't, you can't interpret it. You really can't. Unless you still going outside the Quran to get your explanation. What my brother Muhammad you done here, you said that it's about the lashes for the zani or zaniya, because God said, right, you have to do it and all that, and because in a verse that this verse here, yeah, verse 5, chapter 5, 38, about the cutting off the hands of the thief, you said he didn't say anything. No, he actually said to make an example of him. And I know you tried to explain it, but you just, sorry, but you adding things to the verse, because it was clearly said to cut their hands. Okay, now it's not about the cutting, it's about the hand, what the hand actually means, you see. It's about the cutting and the hands. What does the word hand mean in the Quran? I gave verses last time, about a week ago, about verses what the hand means, so to understand what cutting is, okay? You can't say cut is chop and chop is cut. That doesn't work in English either, because you can't say I'm going to chop the electricity off. You're going to say I cut electricity off. In English, when you say I cut the power off, it doesn't literally me taking a knife and cutting. I can do it that way. You know what I mean? I can do it that way, but I'm only going to do it that way if I'm a thief or something, right? So I have to just press the button. I mean, to stop the power going through. Just like qati' al-tariq. I know you speak Arabic, so because I'm debating you as well, so not debating you, trying to give you my opinion. So, cutting is not chopping, chopping is not cutting. And in Arabic, Brother Muhammad, to chop off something is not cutting. This is in Arabic, yeah? Although we have a verse in the Quran that tells you what chopping off is. Qata is not better. To chop something off is better, okay? Inna shani'aka huwa al-abtar. This word even exists in the Quran, so you don't have to go outside the Quran to find the real meaning of chopped off. So you said mercy and mercy, and God said to cut his hand off. That's we have to do it. If we take it literally as hands is actually people's hands, and cutting is actually chopping off. If you take it literally, this verse, right, there's no mercy in it. First of all, right, you talked about mercy as well, so there's no mercy in it. And if it's a legislation, right, if it's a punishment, we literally have to do it to every thief, because he said to make an example of him. So if you take it literally, the word would become we have to do it. So it doesn't matter who stole what, or because you can't explain it outside the Quran. We have to literally take it as, we can't leave it to a human being to decide. No, you can't, because this is a proper legislation. That's what you're saying. So there's no way God gives you legislation, proper legislation, as chopping off hands, and they let a person decide who deserves it and who doesn't. Do you understand? So we say to stop them. So now we have the choice. If you say to stop them, stop or cut the power, all right, or the ability to steal, all right, and then we decide. So we have a choice here. So Allah only told us to stop them from doing it, but it didn't tell us how. So now we have a choice. Like nowadays, a thief goes to prison. So humankind agreed on this is a just punishment for someone who steals something, okay? And then his punishment goes up. I mean, if he had a gun, that goes up. If he had this, it goes up. If he stole, I don't know, hurt someone doing it. So we're deciding that. I mean, we are capable of doing it. So Allah is not going to tell us exactly everything, what we need to do. So we have our own laws to come up with, to agree with, and laws that make sense and just. Okay, but if you literally say chopping people's hands off, you can't. You don't have a choice. You really don't have a choice. You can't really explain it. You really can't. Okay, and I will explain it to you why. I will give you another verse to make sense what when it means to really cut, all right, cause, cause blood, yeah, and a hand is a hand, okay? It's clear in the Quran, it's very clear, okay? Let's go to Surah 12, Ayah 30, which is Yusuf, all right? وقال نسوة من المدينة امرأة العزيز تراود فتاها عن نفسه قد شغفها حبا إنا لنراها في ضلال مبين. So now, brother Muhammad, Allah, the Quran says, قال نسوة. Right. If we go to a normal Arabic, we say قالت النساء قالت نساء من المدينة. Because the Quran is different, he uses قال, which is singular to niswa. Why did he say that? Because niswa is an attribute. So it's a group of women, right, that spread rumors. So that's why he's using it as a singular. It's a singular thinking, singular attribute. Okay. So we go to English. Some women in the city gossiped. The governor's wife is trying to seduce her servant. She is deeply in love with him. We see that she has gone astray. Okay. So these women with this attribute were spreading rumors about the governor's wife. Okay, simple. And they said she's trying to seduce her servant. And they thought, she's gone astray. Okay? Now, Ayah 31, the one after it, فلما سمعت بمكرهن أرسلت إليهن واعتدت not أعدت, اعتدت. Okay? Two different words. Okay? They share the meaning, but they share a certain meaning, but they're different. Okay? They don't mean exactly the same thing. لهن متكئا وأتت كل واحدة منهن سكينا وقالت أخرج عليهن فلما رأينه أكبرنه وقطعن أيديهن وقلن حاش لله ما هذا بشرا إن هذا إلا ملك كريم. In English, when she heard of their gossip, most translation we said invited, okay, but it's not invited. أرسلت is not invited, is summoned, right? So she summoned them, and not prepared, it's more like set up. I don't have the exact meaning of that word اعتدت, but it's like set up, something prepared, but it's not like an invitation. It's like a punishment. It's like, I'll explain why, okay, with the Quran. So, and then she set up for them a place, and then she gave each of them a knife. She then said to him, enter the room. When they saw him, they so admired him that they cut their hands. They said, glory be to God, this is not a human being. This is a glorious angel. Okay, let's go through this again. These women were spreading rumors about the governor's wife. She didn't invite them and gave them food or anything. She summoned them. She actually sent guards to get them, okay, to teach them a lesson. And then she gave each a knife. You're thinking, why giving them a knife? This verse does not say apples, food, drinks, people having fun. It doesn't say that. She just gave him a knife. I'm taking the verse literally, okay? And then she said to him, enter the room. So, And then, when they saw him, they cut their hands. This is literally cutting hands. Yeah? And then, while they're cutting their hands, they said, "Glory be to God, this is not a human being, this is a glorious angel." Okay, now, Brother Muhammad, what the problem is here, okay? It's not logic, it doesn't make sense if you think cutting is chopping. In this verse, because you're saying literally is chopping off hands. So this is a physical thing here in a verse that said proper, the true meaning of cutting, right? When it comes to flesh, that means drawing blood. And the hand here is actually a physical hand. So, Prophet Yosef, he was so good looking that he created problems for women. So let's just go and think about it for a second, right? Prophet Jesus was a human being who goes to the market, does his chores, he was a servant, so he was out and about, right? So people saw him before. Women saw him before. It's not like no one's seen him before. It's not like that's the first time people saw him. For them to be so like mesmerized by him, so they cut their hands. It just doesn't, it's not logic, is it? The hand, the knife she's given him is actually a punishment. That's what it is. اعتدت لهم متكأ. So their punishment is to cut a small cut in their hands, like slit in their hands. That's their punishment. I see here, that's the punishment. Because I don't see apples, okay, because the translations and some people come up and say they were holding food, she gave them food, and they were sitting on sofas, and it's like they were her friends. They weren't her friends. They were spreading rumors about her, and she summoned them. She actually sent guards to get them, right, to punish them, okay? Because if you take everything literally in the Quran, literally, yeah. So you're telling me that these women was sitting there eating apples, and then Prophet Joseph came in, and then he was so good looking. They were cutting through their flesh and their bones, right? Like it's nothing. Like they didn't feel anything. They saw blood gushing out everywhere, right? I don't know how many women were there, right? Just picture the scene. Just picture it with me, yeah? So prophet is looking at them, right? He came in and they saw him and they started like cutting through their flesh and their bones and keep doing it. I mean, try and cut bones with a knife, right? Try and do that. And then while they're doing that, it's like nothing is happening. They said, "Glory be to God. This is not a human being. This is a glorious angel." Can you imagine it? Can you imagine it, Brother Muhammad? It just doesn't make sense. If you take in verse chapter 5, verse 38, literally, when it's not literally, yeah. Here is to stop them, stop their power. That's what it means. And if you go through the whole Quran and find out what yad means, you'd understand this verse properly. Because here is the yad. In this verse, you have to look what the meaning of yad is, the hand. Okay, in this verse, chapter 5, verse 38, you have to search for the meaning of hand, not the word cut. If you understand the word hand, then the word cut wouldn't be chopping, you will be stopping. And the verse from chapter 12, Surah Yusuf, ayah 31, is actually literal. Yeah? This is actually the physical hand and the physical cutting, which is causing a small slit in their hands. Okay? For what they've been telling her, spreading rumors about her. She wasn't, they weren't her mates. You know what I mean? They weren't her mates. It doesn't make no sense, right? If you say that's her mates, it doesn't make no sense. And you, as an Arabic speaker, you know that the Quran is not Arabic. It's not in our Arabic that we know today. You know, it has got its own Arabic tongue, which is a clear tongue, right? Which is, you can't, because what it is, you said that we interpreted it that way. We didn't. We are not interpreting the Quran, because you can't interpret the Quran, and you know that, right? Because if you do, yeah, if you do, you're going to be found out, because there's other verses that go against you. You see, that's why you can't do it, especially in it's just clear. It's just absolutely clear. You have to read between the lines, between the words, and what every word means. I mean, some people will come and say, "Sikin is not a knife." So what is it then? If it's not, because some people just gone mad. Everything is, it's not literal, and others go, everything is literal. No, it's words have meanings. You see, and have different meanings in context. So how can you go wrong? Unless you're trying to force the idea, or you're trying to go outside the Quran. Do you understand? Or you're not relying on yourself to understand the Quran. You see, you're just following other people. And eventually you become like a Sunni again, because you're following people. So that's all it is. That's all this is, Brother Muhammad. Anyway, if you hear this, I'm not, I'm just trying to help if I can. If I'm right, I'm right. I could be wrong, though. I really could be wrong. I mean, you people can tell me, innit? The viewers can tell me if I'm wrong, and tell me why I'm wrong. Do you know what I mean? And if you think, nothing really, that's it. That's all I want to say, all right? Sorry, I'm tired today. I'm tired, but I thought I'd do this video before I go to sleep, to be honest. So, I'm out. Peace.